Hello everyone, this is Isaac.
This is Darren.
And we are True Masters and Morons. And today we're going to be playing Jetpack Unicorn instead of Pokemon, since at the time of this recording, we're still waiting to hear your opinion on the Pokemon DLC.
And we kind of felt like continuing makes that choice for you, so we're like, alright, we'll take this week off, let you guys decide, and do something weird and different.
This is definitely weird and different, since Jetpack Unicorn is a debate-style game where you and your friends create impromptu crazy stories and decide whose is better. The way the game normally works is the judge draws a scenario card, and the people to the left and right of them must defend the prompt the scenario gives them. They can't just say anything they like though. They must use one of the transmog cards in their hand in their defense. We decided that instead of having a third person be the judge, that we want you to be the judge instead. In the comments down below, tell us who you think wins each scenario, and maybe in next Monday's video, we'll reveal the winner that you chose.
And we're doing that for two reasons. One, to let you guys decide, and two, because the last time Isaac and I played this, it was as a big group, and we sort of stepped over all the questions and started fighting each other on like, no, we're gonna do this now.
Yeah, it was full on like, but what about this?
Yeah. We took it a whole different next level.
We're gonna start with our first thing, which is which is cooler? I have turning into whatever you dress up on, fuck me, on Halloween, or turning into Santa Claus on Christmas, and a dope little picture of Santa Claus fairy here.
Okay, and so I'm advocating for...
You were advocating for Santa Claus on Christmas, and this is which is cooler?
Which is cooler. All right. I would like to submit that turning into Santa Claus every Christmas is cooler because you turn into a jolly magic fat man with powers of either incredible speed or time manipulation. This is a man that visits every home in a single night across the globe, and as our recent lore videos have told us, that's more than, somewhere in the neighborhood of like 8 million homes. That's okay, it's like half that, but
I mean, it's gonna be like less than that because of the, multiple people living in a house, but I get your meaning.
Yeah, but we'll still say like 4 million homes in one night with the help of magical reindeer, and I mean, who doesn't like cute fuzzy animals? But perhaps one of the best things about him is he has a real-life, endless, magical backpack, which is my card. And I'm going to read this card out real quick. This is backpack, because your actual body is filled with all those annoying organs. But yes, I would maintain that it is much cooler to become Santa because, one, you don't have to deal with the elves the whole rest of the year. There's a lot of, like, Christmas movies dealing with Santa, where you're having to, like, manage the whole Christmas season for the rest of the year, 364 days, You just get to be like, boom, it's Christmas, I'm Santa, let's do this.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with the positives, and then I'm gonna tear yours apart.
No, you gotta start with yours.
Like I said, I'm going to start with the positives of mine, and then I'm going to tear yours apart.
I see.
So, absolutely turning into whatever you dress up as on Halloween, even if we can, we keep it to the same thing of it's only on Halloween, because that's kind of what it infers. I still get to turn into whoever the crap I want. If I wanted to, I could become Santa Claus on Halloween, and then I don't have to deal with having to go to all those houses because it's fucking Halloween. I don't have to deal with going and delivering all those presents. If you're turning into Santa Claus on Christmas, that means that you have to do all the crap on Christmas. So, that's kind of lame. Then again, now that I'm thinking about it, I realize that's all on Christmas Eve, so you actually get the chill out day after the real Santa Claus did all the hard work.
I'm like, first of all, you're really just tearing mine down. You're not building yours up more. And I would say, it just says I turn into Santa Claus. It doesn't say that the real Santa Claus ceases to exist, which by nature of this question infers he does exist. So maybe I just get to have all the cool the powers and shtick and I don't know, ambiance of being Santa Claus without any of the work. Like you said, I just get to revel in the milk and cookies.
You're absolutely right. I need to build mine up more. Let me get back to that. So I can become whoever I want. I can become a superhero from any reality. I can become Deadpool. I can become Superman.
Do you think the quality of your costume matters? Like if you have a sad like janky kid's costume, are you like a less, you're just not as good a version of like Deadpool?
Hey, it just says turning into whatever you dress up as. It does not.
So you don't think the universe has to recognize that your sad cardboard box is
actually a cool robot?
As long as it recognizes
what you are, that's good enough. You can
Okay.
you can be Superman, and you can be anyone you want to. And I mean, anyone. If you wanted to be a horrible person, you could become an invisible man or a teleporting person and just go steal money, and there, boom, you're covered for the rest of the year.
I'm not gonna lie, when you said turn into a terrible person, I was just picturing like dressing up as somebody, like
a shitty person.
Yeah,
that's like, true. Oh my gosh, that's an entire thing I didn't even think of. You can become whoever you want. You could dress up as the president and do some crazy stupid crap.
That's like skirting on some like purge levels. Like, I'm just gonna become somebody and do terrible things with their face and name. That sounds horrific to me. That is I feel like morally Santa has the high ground here.
Hey, you could be whoever. You could also be a good person. You could literally just dress up as like Saint Marie or whoever, and just be like, I don't know who. I'm thinking of someone, but
so I was staring at Isaac like, who is Saint Marie?
There's somebody in my head, but I can't think of her name. But you could dress up as whoever you wanted, literally anyone in the world. Who have you always wanted to be? Even if it was something as simple as you wanted to dress up as a doctor. All those doctors, you know, you dress up as a doctor and suddenly you are a doctor.
So here's the question. Do you just have the credentials of a doctor, or do you actually have the skills of the doctor?
You have the skills of you become the doctor. You know what you're doing. All that memory goes away at the end of Halloween, but at least for like a day, you can save someone's life with the power of your scalpel, or the power of your katana, or the power of your teleportation. So Dean can
become Dr. Sexy.
It's him. Who? It's him. It's Dr. Sexy.
Become Dr. Sexy. You can absolutely go in there and do the little pump, pump, pump with the cotton balls.
There we are. I've been waiting for your...
Cotton balls, useful in basically any situation. God, I did not know where to put any of these freaking things, dude.
I actually completely forgot about the card until you pulled it up. I was like, oh, right, he needs to include a card here somewhere.
I need to include a card in here somewhere. As far as I'm concerned, being able to become anyone is absolutely better and cooler. Like, it's so you can become the coolest person in the world. Whoever you think is the coolest person in the world or in any universe, you can become that. You
could film your own most interesting man of the world commercial.
You could film another thing. This is also skirting on the questionable. You could film a film as whatever YouTuber or whatever you wanted, because you were them for a day.
You could be Sean Connery and record whatever goofy lines
a message from the dead.
A voicemail that you wanted. All right, but I will say that Santa, being able to turn into Santa is infinitely superior, because his magic backpack can just scoop you up and keep you trapped in it for your Halloween, and you're done. That's all you got to do.
See, but you only have it for Christmas and not Halloween. Mine's on Halloween, not Christmas, so they don't cross over. All right. Okay. Next thing.
You decide. Round 2.
Which is worse, having a violent allergy to chairs, and I have your clothes disintegrating every night. Which is worse?
I would like to start off by saying both of these things suck.
Both of these things are horrible.
Wow.
Mine is 100% worse, because your clothes, it does not say the clothes you're wearing. It does not say the clothes anything like that. The clothes you own disintegrate every single night. They become a pudding. I'm just going to get this out of the way early this time. Pudding, a cup in your lunchbox means a cup in your lunchbox means mom loves you. Just getting that out of the way right there. But your clothes literally disintegrate every night. Not the clothes you were wearing, just the clothes you own. Meaning that you have to, every single day, go and buy yourself an outfit just to function outside of the house. And even then, like, you're walking outside naked to the clothing store to buy the clothing, unless you have like some kind of mailing system to send you clothes. But then then you have to pay shipping. You have to pay all this stuff for all the new clothes. You're constantly buying a new wardrobe. And that's just a nightmare.
All right. I see your points. You make some good ones, but I would like to say that having a violent allergy to chairs is far worse. For the simple fact that most of us are required to sit on a chair at least once a day. Many of us have works. We all have works. Many of us have jobs that require us to sit in chairs of one form or another. And I would suggest that if you have a violent allergy to chairs, you have at least a moderate allergy to benches, desks, and other related phenomena. So I think that it's a far-reaching problem. And, you know, when people have allergies, they break out, they can't breathe, they end up being a lot like smelly babies. Smelly babies. Yes, you are still required to love them. But not if you're an adult with an allergy to chairs. No one's required to love you. No one wants to deal with that. You can't sit in a car. You can't drive somewhere without having a violent allergic reaction. And while it is true that having clothes disintegrating every night is a bad thing, those are just your clothes. If you just, say, buy a wardrobe for a friend, a roommate, someone you live with, and under the agreement that you get to borrow their clothes every day, those aren't your clothes. Loophole solved. It's not a problem at all. As long as you live with someone or have someone nearby that you trust, you're good and solved. There is no getting around being allergic to all chairs. A seat cover is only going to protect you so much. That's like, you know, putting like the crappy, not Lysol, what's that horrible nasal spray that never ever works? It's like putting that on and doesn't do anything. Or like, I don't know, a thin condom with too many holes. Like, it's not effective.
Oh my God. All right. Now, your argument definitely has its validity.
Real quick, I need to defend the condom argument because I was picturing like a chair cover, and that was the closest thing I could come up with. It doesn't make it better by much, but it's there. Go on.
But it's there. Now, your argument definitely has plausibility. It has you have the argument there, but like you are also assuming, and it's never stated, that you actually have an allergy to anything except chairs. And benches and things like that are not technically chairs, but I'm willing to give that to you. That being said, you could absolutely wear a full body covering of some kind, wear long sleeves,
I think it's assumed for purposes of this that you wear clothes. No. It's not assuming that your clothes are disintegrated and you can't sit in a chair.
I'm aware.
There's protection from skin contact.
What I'm saying is you have like full body cover. So even if you like sit in a chair with armrests, you have arm covers. And just in case it's also like cat hair just getting into your face, you can put on a mask. We're all wearing masks now anyway. You just have to deal with it. It's a thing. Put on your masks, people.
You're not face planting into a chair. That's not, nobody face plants into a chair as a normal part of the day. The mask thing isn't helpful. No, you're saying you have to wear like full-on long johns in the summer to make sure that no part of your body touches that chair. And sure,
Hey,
let's take a minute to detract the idea from benches. Say that benches aren't part of it anymore. It's just chairs. Okay, fine. That still makes car seats a problem. That still makes bicycle chairs a problem. That still makes motorcycle chairs seats a problem. They're all chair. Well, maybe not a motorcycle seat.
I'm not going to give you motorcycle. I feel like a chair needs to have a bottom and a back in order to account for a chair. A stool is not a chair. A stool is not a chair.
I think I agree with you. I don't think a stool is a chair.
A stool is not a chair. Now, that being said, at least you can wear long johns and you can buy one pair of long johns and then you're good for like at least a year. But in my scenario, you have to buy or find a way to get a new pair of long johns every single day in those
I'm telling you, it's an easy workaround.
Winters.
You just need somebody who you can pawn the clothes off to. And
See,
be like,
but
these are your clothes, but I need to be able to use them.
See, but by that same virtue, you're saying that, I can just loophole the weird magic of this question because,
That's how all magic is.
It doesn't belong to me. It's not mine.
Yes.
I'm not sitting on the chair. I'm sitting on the cushion.
So your argument is that what
because you're buying them for you, they still belong to you.
So you said
my argument.
So the buying for them so you can borrow it. Now I do specifically say borrow, like they have to be able to have access to it for it to work. It's not just for you. It's not like a dresser in their room for you.
Hang on.
You
so
share.
Are you even saying like you're borrowing it for the day and then when you come home at night you throw it into their hamper so that it doesn't even count as yours for like the day, so it doesn't disintegrate?
Maybe you wash it. Maybe that's part of the agreement is you have to wash the clothes, But yeah, it is very much going back into their possession, You You have to sleep in the nude because it's not worth disintegrating your underwear or your sleep shirt or whatever. Thankfully, blankets are not clothing for most of us. Although probably your whatever that front row blanket thing is, Snuggies, those are probably out for you. But
what I hate is, in the beginning of this argument, I thought for sure I had it, and for like, I don't mean to sway you guys, but Taryn wins.
You know, I felt the same way. I'm like, crap, I just got it in the bag, but I'm like, car seats.
Yeah,
car seats or chairs.
Like, I honestly thought, I'm like, you can just sit on your bed and bring your bed, and that can become your new desk and things like I had these thoughts, and then the more you went, I'm like, shit. All right. Round three. Which is weirder? Being a teddy bear that fights off the boogeyman, that's mine, or being a powerful dragon that defends a village of pizza folk?
Pizza folk?
You have to argue dragon protecting pizza people.
Is weirder than teddy bear fighting the boogeyman.
Yes.
Just for clarification, these are people made of pizza or people who do pizza for a living?
People who are made, according to the picture, these are pizza slices that have faces and legs.
Animate pizza men. All right, and I'm going first this time?
Animate pizza men. You go first this time.
Oh my. All right. Well, I mean, clearly being a dragon that is defending villages... Village, singular or plural?
A village of pizza folk.
Clearly, being a dragon defending only one of what is clearly several pizza villages is weirder than being a teddy bear who fights a boogeyman, because the teddy bear fighting the boogeyman is almost its function. You know, we all have that safety blanket and the little thing growing up to like protect us from the dark things of the night. The dragon is protecting animate food men and women and children, possibly. I don't know. Pizza bites? Are those baby pizza men? And you know what's more, by the sentence being you protect a settlement of pizza men, the dragon has decided there is something special about this particular village of pizza men. Because by saying he protects a village of pizza men, that means there are many villages of pizza men, which means something about this one, this dragon has decided, is worth it. He roosts here and says no. No farther, enemies of the pizza man. No farther. Keep the salad army will stay at bay. I will burn them. Because the poor pizza men are they're leaking. They're leaky. They have sauce dripping everywhere. Leaky card. How long do I have to keep my finger in this dam? And you know, they drip sauce everywhere. They're constantly disintegrating, sort of on their own, losing their very life sauce, and he has to protect them not just from enemies, but themselves. And he's perfect for this because he's a dragon. He has fire breath. He can cook them, help singe the edges so they perhaps leak a little bit less, which is just, it's a weird life for this dragon to have chosen.
All right. And real quick, I do want to point out, technically that's not how we're supposed to use these cards. We're supposed to keep them secret until the end of the round, but since we're using them as...
I misunderstood that.
But since we're using them as part of our sentences and playing them for you guys, we wanted to make sure that you guys knew what the words were and the funny flavors that went with it, so we just wanted to mention that. So, I would argue that a teddy bear fighting the boogeyman is weirder. Now, I understand your argument, absolutely. You have teddy bears, you have your security blankets to fight off these scary things that go bump in the night. The thing is, like, the teddy bear is just like a watchdog. You don't actually want the dog to attack anyone, but you want people to think that it'll attack you if it comes after you. The bear is there and it says, I'm here, I'm scary.
So,
but it doesn't actually...
In your closet, you've got a sign, beware of teddy bear.
Beware of teddy bear.
On the inside of the closet door.
But we're talking like a bear is like kitted out. He's got all of his fixins. He's got a sword on his back. He's got a machine gun. He's got grenade bandolero. He has his cream flavored artificial coffee creamer ready to go.
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes!
Cream flavored artificial coffee creamer. Oh, sorry, you wanted your cream to taste like cream?
Okay.
He has everything you would ever need ready to go to fight off that boogeyman. He has his flashlight. He's ready to go. And this is a teddy bear whose whole job is to fight off the boogeyman, and not for one child. He is fighting off the boogeyman at all times. It's like any video game where like the protagonist gets locked into a constant fight with, you know, the devil. We're talking Diablo 1, he shoved that crystal into his head so that he could constantly fight off Diablo for the rest of eternity or whatever. This is the one teddy bear who is constantly locked in battle with the boogeyman. And he's a teddy bear. He's a normal sized, like 1 foot teddy bear versus the boogeyman, who is anywhere from a foot to 1,000 feet tall. And he's going anime crazy and doing all that. You are a dragon who is protecting a town of pizza people, probably mostly from humans. And like, the dragon protecting people is definitely weird, but let's face it, the reality of that situation is not that it's weird, it's that instead of people sacrificing like a human to the dragon who protects their valley,
Oh gosh.
the pizza people sacrifice a couple of pizza people every once in a while to the dragon person for protection. This is not a nice thing. This is not a life he chose because, oh, pizza people are interesting. It is because they are sacrificing themselves to the god of dragon who is protecting them. My bear is a sanctimonious fighter of boogeymen for all children around the world, and that, while not weirder, is more moral.
While I will not deny the deliciousness of his pizza men charges, I will argue that it is in fact far weirder for a dragon to protect pizza men than for the John McClane of teddy bears to protect the world from the boogeyman. I will also say that the teddy bear protecting the world from the boogeyman is far more epic, far more awesome. This is a story I would read. This is a game I would play.
100%. Like,
yes. Yeah. I'm Rambo J Teddy Bear. Yes, I am down. But it is not more weird than our lovable or evil dragon, whichever the case, protecting his little settlement of pizza people, whether it's because they're delicious, because it's, you know, his treasure, or because he simply feels that there is something worth protecting there. It is a strange situation, especially if you consider that humans are their primary antagonists, because why? Why do pizza men exist in a land full of men? Why? And that is all I have.
Oh, we have a very specific one.
Oh,
it's not. It wasn't even shuffled into my deck. Sarah had it ready to go to be our final one. Which is cooler? Traveling by jetpack for me, or traveling by unicorn for you? This is the titular Jetpack Unicorn card.
All right.
So which is cooler? All right. Jetpacks are infinitely cooler for one very simple reason. Flying is awesome. And this is a unicorn that you're arguing. It's not a Pegasus. I want to make that very clear. No horned Pegasi. So a jetpack, it is a futuristic, epic, back-placed flying machine. Everyone wants to have their personal flying machine. Everyone wants to have a personal travel. Like, this could make traveling to and from literally any location a straight line A to B. You don't have to go through houses. You don't have to go around on roads. It is up, straight there, down. And that is it. And, you know, it's a futuristic technology. By the time that we get jetpacks, we probably won't even be using the same fuels. They will probably be electric powered or like solar or like dilithium crystals. I don't fucking know.
Dilithium Okay.
But by the time that we have that ready to go, we will be able to go to space camp with just our jetpacks.
Okay.
Space camp, every child's fantasy. If it wasn't yours, you weren't a child.
I think I might not have been a child.
I know, same. I also didn't want to go to space camp. And I will, that is my argument.
Well, clearly, traveling by unicorn is far cooler because for anyone who's ever ridden a horse, you know, the saddle's required, especially if you're a guy like Isaac and I, because the ride on a horse is just, it's rough on certain places, you know, and you get rubbed raw, you know, no matter who you are over time. But a unicorn is a creature of magic, a creature of plush comfort and softness, and you can ride the unicorn bareback with no problem, and that's better for everybody. You don't have to spend money or time on buying and upkeeping saddles. You know, horses, you always have to like get them to suck their gut in to cinch it on tightly. Like a horse will literally try to like blow out its stomach when you put it on so it's not on as tight. You gotta like stick it on there real hard. You don't have to do that with the unicorn. It's not necessary. Plus, you know, as a magical creature, they can go quite fast, I feel. You got the same speeds you're getting with a car, the same speeds you might get with a jetpack. You know, you can't fly, but when you're fast enough, there's a certain degree of point at which that doesn't even matter. And I mean, as Isaac pointed out, if we have jetpacks, we probably have a lot of other crazy technology. And by that point, I mean, jetpacks will be so common, you can just buy one, get one free. I mean, there's not that special. Buy one, get one free. I don't really need 2 grand pianos, but what a bargain! A unicorn is, I mean, we use the word unicorn as a catchphrase for all things special and unique. You know, oh, I found, you know, a guy who can cook and clean and is handsome and well-bred and, you know, has a good job. He's a unicorn. Also, he's not a douche. I had to throw that last part in there. That's what makes him a unicorn. Sorry. And it is inherently cooler just due to its uniqueness, you know? Unicorns are few and far between. Jetpacks, you can buy one, get one free. I think that says it all.
So your argument is that because unicorns are so magical, they're so soft that your balls will not have the clippity-cloppy issue of, even though you're running at like 50 miles an hour, it's...
Yeah, balls, thighs, yeah, hands gripping on the reins, which in this case would just be its mane, its beautiful, luxurious rainbow mane.
But all I'm hearing here is that this is a worse experience for the unicorn than it is for the horse. Like the unicorn now has you just sitting straight on its back, and it has to deal with that. You're pulling on its hair and telling it where to go. And it's having, again, and on top of all of that, at least with a car at those speeds, you have some kind of windshield. With a jetpack, I'm going to say you have a helmet, and if you don't, you're disobeying the law. Wear your helmet. However, when you're riding on a horse, there's technically nothing wrong with riding without a helmet. So you're riding at like 50 miles an hour on a unicorn, and you just have the wind. You're going blind, you're having bugs slap you in the face, and you have all of this stuff, and at the end of the day, it's still a horse. No matter how magical it is, you're gonna get sore.
I think that about does it for us today.
All right. This is so fun. All right, everyone, if you want to see more of this, specifically this, feel free to leave it in the comments. Don't forget to also leave in the comments who you think won different rounds. Round 1 being the which is cooler, transforming into Santa or whoever you dress up on Halloween as. Round 2 being your clothes disintegrating or being violently allergic to chairs.
Which is
round
worse.
3, which is worse. And which is weirder, being a teddy bear who that fights off the boogeyman, or being a powerful dragon that defends a village full of pizza folk. And of course, the final round, the titular jetpack versus unicorn, which is cooler. Thank you all so much for joining us today. If you want to see more of this or any of the Let's Play lore, etc., let us know in the comments down below. Thank you once again to all of our patrons for your continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the meantime, this has been your Masters and Morons,
signing off.